All right.
McQuellian Jr. the third. The Utah State Penitentiary.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
There's so many
I
good
love
ones
that.
too.
So that's how it's going to be.
Y'all want to play?
Can you see me?
I can see your nose.
Nice.
Conversation
That's the biggest
with
part of me
nose
anyway.
up to top of hat.
Conversation with Mr. Alex's
If you lifted
schnoz.
your hat, your schnoz.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our first episode of A Conversation with Mr. Alex. We have here a former student, an amazing artist, one of my favorite people in this entire world, a lovely human being, Wyatt. What's your middle name? Or should we give you a nickname?
I would prefer if you gave me a nickname.
Right now on the spot?
I can tell you my middle name, but I can already tell it's not going to be as
myself right now.
It's not going to be as exciting. Wyatt Workman.
I was going to say the pale one.
The pale.
But,
Wyatt
but
the pale
right now,
one Workman.
if you see my legs, they're so pale.
Yeah.
So I can't really judge you on that.
There was one. I went on a trip to Greece and I wore socks and shorts. It was egregious. It's bad. I don't want to get into it.
Is the sun move locations? Oh no, it's a white man.
I had like a sock tan. It was awful. It was so bad.
This is starting off great, by the way.
Yeah.
This is starting off exactly the way that it's supposed to start. I'll think of a cool nickname later on. I'm doing terribly on the spot right now.
My middle name is Shays.
Wyatt.
Shays Workman.
D'Angelo Vickers.
Workman.
Yeah. The parabolas?
The parabolas.
All right.
Don't touch my parabolas.
So we're going to talk with Wyatt. We're going to find out his origin story. Really cool, like Wolverine. Where he's from, what he's been doing, what he has done, and all those awesome things. His time with me. So all those wonderful things. And we're going to be drawing at the same time. I'm drawing something very boring and not at all near what Wyatt is working on. He's doing some cool stuff. But we're going to be drawing. How did you find yourself in this world of art that we so much love?
Oh man, that's a good question. I think one of the first memories I have of doing art or creating art was in relation to the ocean, because that's something that I bonded with my mother over, swimming in the ocean and scuba diving. So yeah, I remember doing like clay sculptures of different ocean characters, made a stop motion animation when I was in second grade. So that's the memory I have of like really working on a project long term and really getting into the nitty gritty of things. But I think I fell in love with the process of making art, and knowing that when I looked at other artists who were much older than me at that time, I could see what, if I put my mind to it, and spent time working and learning technique, things that I could create. And that was really exciting to me, that that's something that I could push towards and see a future of things that I could create. So
I don't know if you said this already, but how old were you do you remember your age? How early you got into it?
Oh my God. Maybe second grade. So when I started taking classes.
It's like 8 years old?
Yeah.
Around there?
Yeah.
Prior to that, was art, it's hard to remember, but prior to that, was that something that interested you? Or was 8 years old, was second grade when you first took lessons? So what I'm trying to ask is, was there something prior to that interested you?
Well, I mean, I think like animated movies, Disney films, I think that like early on is just things that I loved, and I was just fascinated by the process of how those imaginary worlds were created, from the characters to the environments. So from like a really, really early age, I think that was probably when I first realized that there were people who used their skills with drawing and painting to create stories and worlds like that.
Yeah.
So that was another thing.
When you first started taking lessons, what what type of art were you introduced to? Like what was it? Fine art or whatever it was. But what interested you, and what were you introduced to? I guess that's what I'm trying to ask.
I think I started out in fine art, painting, especially when I was taking classes. A lot of my teachers kind of prioritized teaching different mediums. Um, so I would do like a lot of paintings of pets and portraits. That's like a classic artist. Like, can you draw my dog? Can you draw my cat?
Yeah.
Um, and then honestly, doing a lot of master copies. Um, I was a huge fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender early on, and I just remember just doing like fan art of characters and looking at like pausing like a specific frame in an episode that I thought was really really cool, whether that being the pose or the backgrounds, and then just studying how other artists painted and made decisions. Um, yeah, and then I think I slowly, once I got older, I started getting into digital art, especially because I got really fascinated with animated movies, concept art for games. But it all stemmed from a love of painting traditionally, and that's something that I try to keep even when I'm doing digital work. Still using the same process that I would if I was painting with oil paint. Um, Thinking about texture and lighting and all the same fundamentals that you can only get if you really start with traditional.
Well, having a traditional base is important for creativity. It's important for longevity too, because a lot of people who just know how to use a tool and that's all they know how to do, they don't last very long. So the fact that your background is based in fine art, that's a huge plus. And as a person who's seen what you're capable of doing in fine art, I'm just very happy that you're still trying to, you're maintaining that skill set. You are taking classes. You're 8 years old. What's the next step for you? What do you do next?
Oh man, that's a great question. Well, I think after a few years after I had gotten into stop motion animation, I was painting away, learning gouache, oil paint. I think I realized that that's something that I wanted to focus on primarily in school. And I think I can't imagine, it must have been like sixth or seventh grade. I realized that I could go to school specifically for art, which sounded really exciting to me, especially knowing that I wouldn't have to do as much academic work.
You mean you didn't want to do math?
I know, man. I'm crazy.
Calculus?
I don't know what to tell you, man. I
Oh,
don't like fun.
such a failure.
Yeah. Yeah. So once I realized that I could go to high school for art, I just spent all of my time working on portfolio pieces, honing in certain technical skills. And that's around the same time that I started taking classes with you.
Great word, by the way. Honing in,
Honing
honing,
in.
honing.
Yeah. Write that one down.
Write that one,
Write that one
honing
down,
in. Let's
kids.
write that for, yeah. Honing in with Mr. Alex.
A honing conversation, Mr.
Yeah.
Alex.
And
So
so,
yeah, that's when I think I really started taking it seriously because I could see in the future, like 5 years in the future, like I could go to high school for art, and then if I really wanted to pursue that, I could go to college for it. So I'm grateful that the majority of my time in high school, because I went to Loxa, I focused on oil painting and traditional skills, and also learning a lot of things that I probably wouldn't have if I was going to a school that just strictly focused on one skill or one technique in art. So I got to take printmaking classes, photography. That was really exciting just to like broaden like my horizons about things that I could be interested in.
so oh, by the way, for people who don't know, can you tell them a little more about Loxa? Because a lot of people, I mean, I've sent students your way to talk to them, and I have a few students at Loxa now, and I've had you guys. You guys were my first.
Yeah, so it's an art high school, but not just specifically for visual arts. They have performing arts, so theater, dance. They have a cinematics department. They have a huge music department that's really incredible. So jazz and vocalists. Um, and a great experience for me because I got to make friends who were extremely not only passionate but extremely talented and skilled in their own respective art form. Made some incredible friends who were like great jazz musicians. cinematic students that are making awesome films. So it's just a great environment to be, especially at that age, because you're just surrounded by so many people who are so passionate about what they do.
So you finish Loxa. So prior to Loxa, you're basically just going to school. You're doing you're taking whatever art is available there. You're taking private classes at this time.
Yeah, I went to Kids Art, which I think that's still a substantial school. They have a few different locations.
Yeah,
Um,
and that's what it's called.
it's called Kids Art.
Kids
Yeah,
art. Okay.
yeah. And that was great because I had students that I was with who also were interested in Loxa at that time. So we were kind of building our portfolios together, um, which I think really helps because it was extremely daunting for me at that time to think about spending, I mean, months to a couple years of my life prepping for this one thing that I knew I really wanted to do. I also didn't really have a backup plan at that time. Um,
Artists usually don't have backup
no,
plans. Just
yeah.
letting you know, we kind of suck at
I
backup
haven't
plans.
learned
You're like, I still don't
from
have
my
a backup
mistakes.
plan,
I
man.
have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, like I don't even know why I'm here with this dude
Yeah,
recording this episode.
this is great. You got me out of bed, so
Hey,
that's one good thing.
I just gave you a thumbs up and you missed it. I gave you a
Sorry, but I
classic.
couldn't see. You're so low down. You have to like sit up straight. I'm reminding myself every
I'm
five
getting a
seconds.
taller chair next time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear everything to make me taller
Yeah.
than the next person. All of you guys are tall too, so
Yeah. I wonder if you stand, are you gonna be out of frame?
if me,
Yeah, if you stood up.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
my head doesn't reach the top of the camera, so you guys won't see me. So
Okay.
I'm this is actually on cement blocks right now. Um, cement blocks, dude. Um,
Budget is high.
yeah. So you finish Loxa. By the way, at the same time you're at Loxa, then you. By the way, also two by the ways. By the
Yeah.
way,
By the way,
you
squared.
advertised another art school, and I will have to give you five desaturations
I just
for that.
yeah.
For that, was that the right word?
Five to square aces.
Um,
I will say though, for the record, um, I think a primary reason that I was able to go on to college and focus on a portfolio was because of your gracious teachings.
it wasn't kids art. I'm just
Yeah, I know how to
just
say.
put their
I'm still
number up. I'll
there.
put their
I'm
number
still
right
there.
there.
Yeah, and go. Yeah, Kids Art, Loxa, and then Baby J
Yeah,
Art
listen,
Academy.
I'm always supportive of a great art school or any art school that's teaching right. And so, listen, if kids art is a fantastic experience for you, let's advertise the heck out of them and get people to go there. So that's awesome. So then we meet. We
Yes,
our paths cross, and we start our life's journey together.
that's true. I ran into Erna and her mom at Trader Joe's, and she was wearing a T-shirt that had a drawing of Abraham Lincoln on it,
Mm.
and I was very intrigued by the T-shirt, so I started talking to her about that. And I think it was sophomore year of high school, and we weren't in the same classes, so I knew her pretty well because we took the train every morning. But I hadn't talked to her about this class that she was going to outside of Loxa, which at that time was kind of a lot for me to process because I mean that school was a full day. Didn't have a lot of time. I had to get home and do homework. So the fact that she was taking courses outside of that at the time seemed kind of insane. Um, but I wanted to get very specific instruction in terms of like technical skills in painting that I wasn't necessarily getting at the time. So I started taking classes here, and it was honestly life changing when I look back at the amount of things that you taught me in such a short span of time. Also, because I wasn't in person during COVID, so I really had like a year and a half, 2 years to create a portfolio for college, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well,
Was that good? Was that enough
yeah, that's
praise?
thanks. I'll pay you later
Okay, thanks,
for
man.
that little
Yeah,
promo.
yeah,
We meet, and I get to meet. I want to talk about some people here, you know, before we dive deeper into the person that is Wyatt Workman. But I meet you, of course. I meet your parents, and I want to talk a little bit about them because one of the most important things in my life that changed my life, like the trajectory of my life, where I was headed, was my grandfather and my parents. My grandfather was a huge influence in my life. He took me to art classes. He did a lot of things for me. He showed support, and because of that, of course, my parents did the same. And so that support was instrumental in everything else that happened in my life. So, talk a little bit about your folks. Um, Timmy and Lyle, amazing people, and how they fit in all of this. And yeah, tell us a little bit about them.
Yeah, well, yeah, my parents are awesome. They're really, really great. My mom is an English teacher, and a writer and a traveler and journalist. She does a lot of things. And my dad is a film composer and guitarist. So my family inherently was very artistic. Um, and I always remember when I was really young, if there was anything that I showed a passion or interest in, my parents would always encourage me to follow that passion and explore it more, which, similar to your experience, was very instrumental, obviously, in me getting interested in doing art and painting. And I'm extremely grateful for the support that they've given me. Um, and they inspire me every day with what they focus on.
It's important to give credit and acknowledge the people that really do make these things possible. Teachers are great, they're very important, but if you've got good parents and you've got a good support system at home, it all starts from there. So you guys tour the schools, and you ultimately decide to go to,
RISD.
wow,
It's been it's been a
the one job you
it's been
had,
a year. It's
which
been a
is to
year, and I've
catch
already
that little,
forgotten. Yeah,
yeah, you already forgot about RISD, man.
I
God,
could
it's
I
the
could
effect of the
never
baby J's. No,
I could never forget.
no. So you, what made you decide? So RISD is the Rhode Island School of Design. It's one of the, is it the oldest school in the U.S., the oldest art school,
It
or
is.
is it Pratt or Parsons? Which one of those?
I believe it's RISD. It was established in the 1800s. I think. I
1800s.
believe you could. Yeah,
Yeah,
editor Mr. Alex can fact check me on that, but I think it
I,
was like mid
I
to
don't
early
fact check here,
1800s.
so what you say is the
Yeah,
truth. So if you're
yeah,
saying 1800s,
yeah, 1800s.
we will take that for fact, sir.
Yeah. So
RISD was
yeah,
established during the Great Pyramid times
yeah.
of the 14th century. Okay, that's terrible history. But anyways, continue, sir.
It was established by Tupac and Drake
Tupac
in the
was the,
early
yeah,
2000s.
he. Where are we heading with this?
I don't know.
Okay, so keep going.
I never know.
We never know.
So yeah, and that was it was a big decision, especially for me, because I would be moving over to the East Coast, which I hadn't been that much. And yeah, it was exciting. I was also incredibly grateful that two of my closest friends, Eddie and Erna, who also went to your school,
Bunch of
just
losers.
yeah, we're working on ourselves. Um, they also decided to go to RISD, which is great because it made the transition a lot easier for me. Obviously, having already a solid friend group. So yeah, it was a great experience.
So you're at RISD because you said that you started to get into digital over there. What what were your a few of the classes or teachers, to give them some, some shout outs here? What were some of the influential ones that kind of helped you decide on your career path?
Yeah, is this another setup? I'm going to praise a bunch of
No, you
teachers, and
are.
then you're
And
gonna
this is a setup
yeah,
because the answer is
caught
always
caught in
there were no
4K.
teachers. We had a
No,
poster of Baby J on the wall.
yeah, I honestly, no one can compare. I peaked in high school. Nothing improved from there. It's just been a slow downward
RISD was a waste
hill.
of time.
Yeah,
It all leads to
basically,
Baby J.
it all leads to Baby J.
Yeah.
I had some great teachers. I'm very, very grateful for that. Teachers I still keep in contact with. Eddie will tell you too. I think one of my favorite teachers and his favorite teachers is named Lars Grant
I
West,
know the man.
which you met when you
I
came to our
did. Lovely
graduation.
man.
And he was really, really great because he does illustrations and concept art for Magic the Gathering. So he does a lot of sci-fi and creature work. And that was really, really exciting to take his courses when I eventually got a good time slot. Because he, similar to you, just has so much knowledge and like the technical side of skills and painting, and a lot of really, again, fruitful experiences working in the industry, which at the time I was really curious about once I graduated, if I did end up going into similar fields, learning from his experiences about working on a group with others, working with clients. So yeah, he was great. Do you want me to keep listing teachers? Or is that enough?
Well, I think we have to stop now because the rest of them aren't going to
Done.
be at the standard.
No,
No,
yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
Lars. You
ABJ
guys
is up
introduced me
there.
to him when I came over to
Yeah,
Rhode Island, and Eddie's talked about him, and I, it makes me so happy to know that you guys came across good, caring teachers
yeah.
because a lot of us I had a few at art center that took the time to talk to me. It wasn't really even about teaching the art. It was just support, showing that they care. And I still remember these teachers. Some of them I still talk to. And it was the teachers that weren't like the popular ones, but they had more impact on me than the ones that everybody tried to take. Some of the teachers that at art center that everybody tried to take, they were assholes. And
Mm,
so I mean, they weren't even that great of teachers, honestly. They were
yeah.
famous. They
They
had
were
a
famous for
name.
making people cry.
Yeah, making people cry. They were very emotional people, the typical artist kind of thing. And I was like, oh, why is this what you are? Why is this what you have to be? And then there were the ones that were there. They knew what they had to do. They knew the work that they were responsible for, and these young people that they were there to inspire and help. And for you, Eddie, Erna, Xander, let's mention Xander here.
Oh yeah, my
Our
boy,
our boy,
my boy
our
of
the guy
decades.
that looks like he came from an excursion every single
He's
time.
glowing.
Our
He's constantly
Assyrian
glowing. I don't know how he does
man,
it.
he's glowing, man. He's awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean that's another thing to mention. I went to middle school with Xander around the same time that I was starting to realize that I wanted to focus on building a portfolio for high school. And I was with him for 1 year, and then he left to go to Campbell Hall. And we were like some of the only people in my class that were really passionate about art. So that's something we bonded over. So being able to have a full circle moment of being able to go to college with him and rekindling our deep affection for one another.
yeah.
It
Well, it's
was
just
great.
it's so cool that you went to school with all these friends, and it wasn't like this lonely experience. You graduate RISD, and how long has it been since you graduated?
Oh God, make me depressed. It's been around a year and a half almost. It's crazy. Time just flies by.
Year and a half. You're an old man.
Yeah, I'm rotting slowly. The bones are beginning to creak. Monty makes fun of me every single time I stand
Yep.
up or sit down. I audibly sigh.
You
Like a
creak. You
noise
are.
comes out of me. I can't
Yeah.
control it.
All of the creaking that's happening right now, you would think it's these chairs. It's actually you. What are your goals at the current moment? What are you looking for? What are you working on?
I'm definitely kind of all over the place with the work that I'm doing. Doing concept art for various like startup games. Working on an animated short. Just a lot of different like client freelance work. I think the one thing that I got out of college, especially senior year, I did a animated short, helped produce with a few buddies of mine, including Eddie.
Is that the one I saw? Oh, that
Yeah,
thing is awesome. Maybe
yeah,
if we're allowed to, I'll put it at the end of this
yeah. Of course,
because
absolutely.
that was so cool.
Yeah, yeah. It was a small animated short that I did with Eddie, with other few buddies of mine, Ethan and Tony, who are both incredible artists. And we produced this little short. We wrote a story, developed the characters. It was all in 3D Blender animation.
Voice memo, 3 a.m., February 8th.
This is my last entry for a little while. I didn't sleep much. My dreams have become eclectic and strange, familiar. I don't even know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm not sure how long I'll be gone, if I'll be back. But we've been compromised. The Citadel is not safe for me.
Star, I'm closing in. I need you to jump right now. Star, jump!
I just wish I had more time.
And that just experience of like working on a team, collaborating, making changes as we went along. That was just such a great experience for me and helped me realize that I want to work on projects where I'm in a team, working on narrative work, whether that be movies or animation or shows or video games, anything like that.
Any advice for students who are looking to get into entertainment, or well, let's backtrack, who are going to college, who are thinking of art as a major? From your experience, do you have any advice that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I would say that especially when you're a student, young early on, follow what you're most interested in or most passionate in. If you really love a movie, look up any of the artists who worked on the movie. Look at documentaries about how things were made. That fascinated me. I would say, especially for students, remember that you should give yourself the permission to fail, um, and to give yourself the opportunity to try new things. Don't worry so much about making quote unquote perfect art early on. Every single project that you do, every single experience or class that you have is a stepping stone towards getting you where you need to be, even if you think that you're taking something that you may not be interested in now. Retrospectively, when you look back in it, you're going to realize that maybe you learned a valuable lesson in a class, that you can apply to what you're working on now. Or maybe you met someone or teacher that you end up working with in the future.
I just made up a new segment for this episode 1
Whoa,
of this show.
it's
So
already
right here,
evolving.
live, it's evolving, man.
Live.
All right, we're gonna call this for now. It's a working title. All right, Rapid Fire with Baby J.
Baby J Rapid Fire.
Rapid fire. I don't know if it's gonna be super rapid fire because I
On-
did just make it up right now.
Yeah, on the cuff.
On the cuff,
We're
and
dropping
so
dropping bars.
I cannot guarantee real rapid fire, but I'm going to see how rapid I can be before we conclude our amazing first episode with Wyatt Workman, who I love talking to, man. I love you, bro.
I love you too, man.
This is just
This
fun.
is the best.
We should do this for 5 hours.
This is
It's gonna
the
be a
best.
9-hour conversation.
Yeah,
So rapid fire.
let's do it.
It's gonna be. We're gonna start off a little childish. We're gonna get a little more serious. All right. So be ready. Favorite color.
Periwinkle. Or sea breeze.
That's your new nickname.
Periwinkle Workman. Or sea breeze.
Wyatt Periwinkle Workman.
Yeah.
Oh, that is glorious.
That has a nice ring to it.
That's
Initially,
amazing.
I thought I wanted my middle name to also start with a W, so I have the triple alliteration.
WWW.
Yeah, like Peter Parker or
Yeah. But
all the other ones.
what's Peter Parker's middle name?
Bruce Banner.
Those are just their first and last names. That's
Peter Periwinkle Parker. Wow.
That's so Norman Rockwell.
Oh yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so favorite color is it really periwinkle? You just made that up just to say it, didn't you? You've been waiting
no,
25 years.
I was just waiting for him to ask that question.
to
Everything leading
say,
up to this has just been
Mom, I'm really hoping
the build up.
he asks me a color
gotta
question
remember.
because I'm just locked and loaded with periwinkle.
That's a good question. Definitely, I think blues. I'm more of a blue man.
Okay.
I've got
Blue man group?
taste.
Okay.
Blue man groups.
You're so underground with that, bro.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
God,
I gotta
so niche.
I gotta change it up.
Yeah.
It changes though. If we're talking about like oil paint colors, then probably eggshell white.
God, we're such
Um,
dorks. You said eggshell white.
or honestly, probably ultramarine because it's easier to mix. Phthalo can get a little weird.
When you go to art stores, do you ask for eggshell white oil
Yeah.
paint,
And
and they just give it to you?
They kick me out.
They should.
Yeah.
You know,
They
it's
just
not
don't.
like a
They just
buff
don't listen to me.
titanium or
Yeah, buff titanium is up there.
yeah. My goodness,
That's my nickname.
man.
Arthur calls me that.
Buff titanium.
Yeah.
It's well because you're such a massive man.
Yeah.
You know, buff titanium.
Yeah.
That's a great name too. It's
Buff
just,
titanium
it's just
for
the buff part.
yeah,
kind of.
for Arthur. No, yeah, I'd be more like anorexic titanium.
Favorite
This has not been
artist.
rapid fire.
This is not
at
rapid fire at all.
all, dude.
Every question is 20. This is a long
I have to elaborate,
episode.
man.
We will be editing significantly. It'll just be
we're so
hi,
deep.
this is Wyatt Workman, and then ends.
We're so
Credits.
deep, man.
My God. Okay.
Can't help it.
Favorite artist.
Oh man, I think I would say for past, definitely like Leyendecker and Rockwell. 'Cause I admire, especially Leyendecker, how skilled and fast he was as a painter. Just his brush work and line work is just incredible, especially because again I was doing a lot of traditional stuff at that time when I was studying him. And then for current, I'd say I really like I love the like Avatar film, so I'm a huge fan of Dylan Cole's production design work. Um, love also like John Burton is another production designer, is an incredible painter. And then also like I love the concept artists that worked on like Spider-Verse, like Patrick O'Keefe and Zach Retz.
Favorite. I'm just going to kind of not going in order here, but favorite art supply.
The small or large, depending on the size you get, the cups that you can put your Gamsol and liquid in, the spring specifically that's inside the cup
God,
that you
the
can like
brush
push.
cleaner.
Yeah, the
the
brush cleaner like spring that you can push up and down.
That's your favorite art supply?
Because it's so useful, and I didn't use it until far in life, and then I regretted my decision of having not picked it up earlier on. That's the first thing that comes to mind, man. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, you're the only person that's ever gonna say that.
I'm not gonna.
answer.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say like iPad. You know?
I love a great. What's the name of the pencils? What's the Statler Mars?
Yeah, HB.
Number no, sir, no,
Not
sir.
HB?
You're that is way too generic. I'm a fan of the 3B.
The 3B.
I love a good 3B pencil.
This man. This man knows what he likes.
I don't know why I got into a very Jerry Lewis voice. I don't know. I know you don't know who Jerry Lewis is. But
Oh no, I love Jerry
do
Lewis.
you know who Jerry Lewis
Artists
is?
and models? That's another guilty
Oh
pleasure.
my goodness. Jerry Lewis, man. Yeah. Hey, lady. What's your
Ooh.
art music when you're in the fields, when you're just drawing and in that element? What are you listening to?
Oh man. God, do I give a pretentious answer?
Yeah, give a pretentious answer, dude. Just something that no one knows this band, but they like play at the
Yeah,
Baked Potato.
I don't think you wouldn't know about it, but I think they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they're not really. They're going to be popular in like a few years. It's
Yeah,
fine.
they're
I'm ahead of everyone else. It's fine.
Yeah.
God, that's a good question. I grew up with the Beatles, not generic at all.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, it's like John, George, Ringo, and just Aquarius Green.
Yeah.
John
Lemon?
Lemon.
Yeah.
Imagine. We're imagining. So yeah, definitely the Beatles are one. I like Geese, man. I'm a fan of the Geese.
The Geese.
Yeah, the animal and the band.
Nice.
So I guess like an old new. Yeah, for sure.
Favorite or memorable Mr. Alex / Art Academy story?
Okay. I will say one of the first stories that comes to mind, I don't think I can say it because it's not necessarily my story to tell, is your first interaction with Eddie. So you guys are going to have to tune in to a future episode. The one and only makes an appearance.
Eduardo Sandoval.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I would say favorite Mr. Alex story memory, probably the moment that was one of the highlights of my life, honestly, was being able to see you in Rhode Island for our graduation. You taking the trip over to see us was incredibly special, just because you had helped all four of us get to the point that we were then. So being able to show you where we had been the last 4 years was incredibly fulfilling. I'm sure it was for you too.
Oh, I loved it. It's a highlight in my life. I want to thank your parents, Timothy and Lyle Workman, for
Shout
they
out.
set that all up. They made it happen. We're gonna wrap it up here, and I want to thank you for being the first person that I interview that I get to talk to for this show called A Conversation with Mr. Alex. This is something that I tried to do a couple of years ago, um, and I had a different idea. We were going to go outdoors and sit somewhere and draw and talk, and my student Louisa was the first guest for that, and the elements were against us, man. We went outside and the audio got messed up, and it was just a bright sun, and so unfortunately that episode didn't work out. And so this is the new and improved version of that show. So I want to thank you for being um, for joining me and having this conversation and letting me be a part of your wonderful ongoing journey, Broski. So
Thank
thank
you.
you.
It's an honor. Thank you so much.
I know
It's been a great time. I love talking with you, Mr. Alex.
if someone's interested in seeing the work of Wyatt Workman, which I highly recommend. You're an incredible talent, sir. Um, where can they go? Where are some places?
Thank you. Social media, Instagram. My website has my full portfolio. You can put a link or something.
Well,
in
do
the
you want to just
text box
mention
right
them
here.
anyway?
Website is Wyatt WYATTS Workman WORKMAN .com. And what
Instagram?
else? Instagram _W Workman _ Yeah, real inventive, real original.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome, Broski. Awesome.
Thank you.
I know you're going to be doing amazing things. You already know I'm heavily invested. You owe me money. So, anyways, no.
That is true. That's the real reason I'm here.
Yeah.
I can't leave.
He cannot leave.
I'm
You
being
are
held
stuck, sir.
hostage.
Wyatt, bro, thank you. I love you very much. Thank you for doing this with me. Who would you like to see sitting there for the next episode of A Conversation with Mr. Alex? Whose life do you want to dissect, peel back the onions,
The
if
onions.
you will?
I will say, because I mentioned that story with a certain someone, I nominate, could be anyone, but for that reason, I will say I nominate Eduardo Sandoval.
Good choice.
Yes.
Spicy.
Yes.
Spicy choice.
We lacked the spice in this episode, so this was the appetizer.
Yeah.
So put your seatbelt on, get ready, because
It's Mexicano, you know. I'm gonna have to learn Spanish.
Yeah.
He speaks very fine English, but
yes.
Alrighty.
Oh my God! Get ready for the heat.
Get ready. And to finish off the episode, by the way, thank you guys for joining us. Me, are you ready for the parabolas?
Yeah,
are you ready for the parabolas?
I've been waiting this whole time. Okay, ready?
Are you ready?
Oh my God! Oh my God!
If no one knows The Office. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. Oh, D'Angelo Vickers. Yeah, there you go. Nice. I'm gonna cue up some music for this. All right, broski. Thank you. See you guys on the next episode of A Conversation with Mr. Alex, where hopefully we will be talking to Eduardo Sandoval. Everybody, Wyatt Workman, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
See you guys on the Flippity Flip.
Peace.